Move Forever Workbook Guide, Week 36, Creative. Why, sometimes I've believed as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. Lewis Carroll. So, how much of a gap is there between the things you can dream up and the things you can actually do? As your playful movement skills improve, so too must your ability to come up with new ways to challenge them. The best way to come up with new movement ideas is, of course, to practice coming up with new movement ideas. So that's your goal this week. But remember, all these ideas you come up with mean nothing unless you act. Playful experimentation with ideas helps filter out the good from the bad. Even if it didn't seem like a good idea a week last Thursday, it might make perfect sense today. You don't just have to come up with new ideas out of thin air. Necessity is a wonderful breeding ground for creativity too. Put yourself in situations where you need to be inventive and see how all that playing you've done helps you find your way. Often there'll be absolutely no necessity involved whatsoever when you play with movement as an end in itself for nothing but the pure joy of it. It may not be necessary, but is essential nevertheless. It helps your spirit rise and your soul soar. Let's dive into the workbook and get this week underway. This is the overall layout of the workbook. Plan it, do it, and then review it. Let's start with our plan for this week. We're going to focus on 2 main things this week. Creative. We love climbing in trees, but the lack of good climbers around here means we need to be more creative with them. No rhyme or reason. We're going to play a few games too, for nothing but the fun of it. Let's see how we got on. Some trees can be harder to get into than they look. And some are easier to get into. But then what? Well, it depends how creative you can be. Creativity is also needed when getting out. Didn't see a good landing place here for a jump. Whereas this one is all about the dismount. A bit of playful flow mixed with a bit of balancing. Playing around with a few basic juggling tricks. Jugglers will often tell you the benefits of this game, such as coordination and patience. But really, it all gets trumped by one thing. It's fun. Midway through the week, let's see what ideas and inspirations we've come up with. Creative route finding. Back to one of our favourite activities, not always taking the obvious path. When the path is blocked, when you use your partner to clear the path, when you hang around for a bit, going slightly off piste for a bit of texture, going as far from the main path as you can possibly get. Worried about it being cold? Route 1 is best. So let's have a look back at the week and see how we got on. Perfect climbing trees are everywhere, so long as the sole goal isn't just to get to the top. As adults, we sometimes need to be tricked into trying games by concrete benefits such as hand-eye coordination or core strengthening, but the real trick is letting enjoyment be enough. Here's a useful checklist when faced with multiple route options. Number 1, which route looks most fun? Checklist complete. And while we're talking checklists, obviously a full house once again. So now it's over to you. Have a go yourself. Use Move Forever, the workbook, this video, and your own experience and intuition to plan out your week, then go about it curiously and enjoy yourself. Don't forget to share your progress in the group. Pictures, videos, lessons and ideas. We love to hear how you're getting on. Please feel free to like this video, share it with your friends, or even subscribe so you don't miss future editions. Remember the Move Forever group on Facebook and the resources page on the website. See you next week.